now. What's changed since we were gone?
Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is Genshin Impact, and this is Krai Act 2. I usually start the video more often than not in like a place where I'm like facing the camera, where the character's facing the camera, and we're in a location, but I just warped here to just activate the cutscene, so we're starting the video now. We're starting now. And I think I did the same thing last time, but again, that was also because I activated the cutscene before I thought I was going to activate it. So I'm just like one of those things where it's like, let's just start. Let's just start now, okay? Let's just do it. So Paimon's asking what we think has changed, so not as much as I'd imagined.
Yeah, if anything, looks like things are settling down. That's Llama for you.
I mean, it's a good thing that, like, you know, they're gonna find their footing, especially after all the reveals that happened there for the Frost Moon Scions.
Hey there, Llama. We're back.
Such a great design, right?
The cleanup work has been much more complicated than I expected. Solving problems that have built up over time is a tall order, to say the least.
Yes, 100%. But you see the way she, like, rose up from the ground? Like, so, like, magical and fantastical. You know what I mean? Like, she really does, like, have that presence about her. But she's right about this stuff as well, by the way. Like, stuff that, like, usually problems are easy to solve when they start, but, like, when they're kind of, like, left to fester for a long time, a lot more, like, things get attached to those problems that get harder to fix.
I believe it will take a few weeks more. Fortunately, those who remained appear to have shaken off the initial confusion and are becoming more proactive by the day.
Okay, that's good. That's really good. And again, that confusion's normal, right?
It's as if they've finally been forced to come face to face with what their faith actually is.
Yeah, and we talked about how difficult this would be. So difficult.
And it's all thanks to you.
Yeah, great leader. Honestly, if you're able to get again, people did leave, but again, I'm so okay with that too. You know what I mean? Like, that's like totally okay. Like, in fact, I like that people left. You know what I mean? Because that's, again, it's one of those situations where it's like, oh, like, if they're not fans of it and they left, that's also a good thing. It's like they're showcasing their own free will and also, like, you know, using their own mind in that sense too. So it's like, yeah, some people left, but the people that have stayed are like come to terms with it as well.
No, I should have done this a lot sooner.
Yeah, but we're here now. We're here now. You know, no use crying over spilt milk.
I've been focused on taking care of myself these past few days.
Awesome.
So I'm in a good place. And since you're looking after the moon marrow for us, I should be able to help you investigate the truth of the past.
First of all, love this pose here. It's always one of my favorite things, the hand in the heart thing, you know? I just think it's just such a good showcase of Ether because he does have so much room in his heart for so many people. But also, like, the music here, like, always, every bit of, music in Krai, especially near the Frost Moon Scions areas, just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Thanks for remembering.
Speaking of which, have you heard anything new about that phantom?
Oh, yeah.
I've tried asking around, but to no avail. What about you?
Not much. We found out that, like, most people haven't seen it, which, again, I do believe in the as I said in the last one, in the Raincoat Ace Attorney sense, that's a good thing.
We haven't made much progress either, but here's what we've got.
Relating the version. Look how gorgeous this place is as well. This statue is amazing too.
I think I've got the gist of it. Sounds like you've got your work cut out for you too. Don't forget to take good care of yourself.
Thank you so much. And I love that she said she's taking care of herself as well, by the way, and asking us to take care of ourselves. This is sometimes something people forget to do, especially when they're like either in charge or they're delegating, or maybe there's someone who is like, you know, has a lot of responsibility. They tend to forget the idea of taking care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody else either. It's just the truth. Love her eyelashes as well, by the way.
In any case, please, come this way.
Yes, sure. Look at our golden boy. Look at our golden boy. Look, every movement she does. Look at this. It's so magical. Whoa.
What do you see?
Wait, we're actually looking into the... Wait, is that us? Wait, is that actually us coming down to Earth? Or to Tivat? This is not Krai, this all looks... Or is it the Damselette? Is that a shooting star in the sky? Because isn't that how we, like, came to Tivat? No, wait, it is a spaceship. It is a spaceship. Because we arrived here, yeah.
Is it over already?
I mean, like, okay, I know, like, that's all we saw, and I know that's, like, not, like, a massive deal, but I think, like, you know, it is about, like, to be able to see the, like, in motion, even from a distance, the arrival of the twins to Devat is incredible to me. You know what I mean? There's something, I'm, like, hyped as hell.
This appears to have occurred a long, long time ago. The memories I sensed are highly turbulent and disordered. So that is all my power allows me to discern.
Okay, so because everything is kind of, like, all over the place, it's harder to, like, get a view of it. At least now we know where our spaceship landed on Krai near starts on Shoal, or so it seems. That miracle with that match, not miracle, that matches with what Levine told me, but I want to know more. Lunatar, adorable.
Huh? What's the matter?
The flowers changed color.
Well, we know that happened with Damselette, right? These flowers are affecting Damselette's powers. Does that mean she's... I remember her mentioning that she wanted to use the moon marriage to restore some of her power. Wait. Paimon.
Yeah, we should go see her and see if we can help her in some way.
Good. I'm actually very excited to see the Damselette.
I'll leave that in your hands then.
Oh wait, here you go. This is the medicine you asked the Curatorium of Secrets to help prepare earlier.
Thanks for coming all this way with it. You've been a huge help. Also, if I may, I have a feeling that Kuthar might be able to help you get a more detailed glimpse at the memories about your spaceship.
Hopefully so. And I'm just like, here, even if we don't, like, I'm just like always excited to see the Damselette now. Just one of the most like incredible characters they've ever created. In terms of just their presence and like energy alone, you know what I mean? When you're around them, it's just like there's something. Again, it's kind of like the way like obviously different types of magic, but when we're around Llama, there's like this very like gentle, I don't know how to say it, very gentle, but also caring, like fantastical feeling around Llama. Whilst when I look at like when I'm around Damselette, there's like this real magical, mysterious, but also like beautifully ethereal feeling that it comes with the Damselette. You know what I mean? There's something so like it almost stops you in your tracks every time you're around her, because just not only the stuff she says, the music around her, the singing, the way she moves around the place. There's just something that stops you in your tracks like almost instantly. She has such a presence about her.
Oh, that's true. She's the Kutara after all. But we best check if she's doing okay first.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I think it's a good thing as well to like...
See you later then.
That they showcase this, because it's not just like us being like, oh yeah, let's go get something off the Damselette, because that's the opposite of what the Damselette... That's the reason why the Damselette left, both the Fatui and the Frostmoon Signs in the first place, is because they always want, at least from her perspective at the time. So I think it's good that the game not only like is showcasing this. Look at the moon over there. Holy crap. Is the moon always that visible? That's towards Nalan, right? That's the holiday resort. Isn't it? It is. Oh my god, what? You can see the holiday resort all the way from over here? That's so cool. I know like it's not uncommon because like there's like Nalan as well.
Just for show.
There's Sume. Oh my god. You know what I mean? Like it's actually incredible.
To learn all of the rules by heart.
All the music. We're over here now, but the music in this, especially in the Frostmoon Signs area, like in some other areas too, it does give the energy of like almost like a wartime movie, but like in a sense of like more the either familial side of it or the romantic side of it, or I guess like just the relationship side of it, where like it's either like your wife or your partner or your husband has gone off to war and like waiting for them to return. I said before, it sounds like when the son is like standing in the waters going, "Daddy, when is mommy going to return?" "Daddy, when's she returning?" like it has that feeling of like, who knows? And they're gone for days. Like it's like, mommy, is Daddy going to die out there? It has that energy of it as well, but also has this feeling of just like, I don't know how to describe it other than just like it has like a very romantic but sad feeling to it. Like it feels like it's music, in especially in the Frostmoon Science place there, and like around Krai, it feels like music that is like meant to have relationships and bonds and thoughtful like encounters, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I think you guys will get how I'm feeling, because I'm trying to describe how it makes me feel rather than just like what it is, because I think we all know what it is now. Oh god, but you know what I mean, it has that energy to it, right? This sadness, this mixed with worry, mixed with like a thoughtfulness about the people you love. Like there's something in that, and it may sound pretentious what I'm saying, but I truly believe like that's what it sounds like to me. You know what I mean? That's what it is to me. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It makes your the best way to say it, like in a summary, it makes your heart feel soft. But also it makes your heart also like remember, or like it drums up a lot of feelings in your heart of those like sad either movies you've seen or scenes from the or like I guess like stories from the past that you heard. It just has that feeling to it. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I think I'm just describing how it feels more than anything. Here we go again. I'm actually very excited to see the Damselette. Such an interesting character. She's just sitting over there as well. I genuinely love her as a character, and she's definitely, I think, one of my currently my favorite Fatui Harbinger design, because I was thinking, like, now that Vaughn is no longer a Harbinger, she's definitely my favorite Harbinger. I guess she's no longer a Harbinger either, in a way, so... She looks like she's sleeping.
Oh, she doesn't look so good.
So maybe that's why the flowers are changing?
Sorry for disturbing you, but are you okay?
The genuine concern in Paimon's voice as well, for this too. Yeah, it's good that we're showing like genuine concern as well, because it is like one of those situations where like the people of, you know, that's why she left the Fatui, as you were saying, like she left the Fatui and the Frostmoon Signs because people were kind of greedy, asking and taking stuff without showing like a genuine like concern for her. Has your condition worsened? This music as well, that's what I'm talking about, like all the music drums up this like, these feelings in your heart, right? Like it hits your heart so much.
Dizzy.
Oh, you're dizzy?
It's like I'm returning to the moon.
So she feels like she's figuratively returned to...
Wait, it's not that bad, is it? I sense the moon's power within you.
Oh my god, so she can sense it right away.
We got the moon marrow back from the Fatui. Can it help you in any way?
Again, perfect. Asking her, can we help you in any way? Not asking about our memories first. Not asking about stuff from the past first. Can we help you in any way? Perfect.
And what do you require this time? Come on, don't even think about that.
Yeah,
right now,
100%.
you gotta focus on getting better.
Yes, don't think of it as an exchange. We're just trying to help here as well. That's what it is, and that's perfect the way they're approaching this. Absolutely perfect. And again, the Damselette has grown up in like a Tevat under the guise of that everything is like an exchange. People have always wanted something from her, so it's hard for her probably to believe that they just want to help, but it's the truth. Has this become habitual for her after living in relationships of mutual benefit? So, yes, so true, Wonder. Yes, it is just like the Fatui wanted something from her. The Frostmoon Signs want, but she can't give anything for them in return, she felt like.
I might need your assistance in the future.
Okay. See.
Oh. Very well.
Oh my god. What happened here? Okay. So we came in 100% with the messaging of like, hey, you don't need to help with anything. The Traveler being such a great people person and a person who like understands people's emotions, he realized, oh, this is just how she thinks of things. And instead of like fighting it right now, I guess he's just going straight in to do an exchange. You know, like, or to make her feel better about this situation because that's what she's used to. I understand that. Okay. Yeah. 100%. 110%. And I do love that, like I said, I'm glad they came in with the approach of like, hey, you don't need to have an exchange. But I also think that like the Traveler is so like emotionally like mature and smart and intelligent that he was able to realize like, okay, yes, asking her for nothing in return is the right thing to do. But right now, that's not where her headspace is at. Look at her smile now that she knows that it's actually like something that she can like, you know, deal with, right? Very emotionally intelligent.
Give me your
Very
hand.
emotionally intelligent. She wasn't going to accept help otherwise. Oh my god, her design is so magical. This music, man. Stop. Stop. Look how pretty the scene is. We throw the word around in Not Krai so much like magical, fantastical, but that's what it is. It's so beautiful.
Back to Earth. My
So what does she mean by returning to the moon? Like, was it figuratively or literally? I think figuratively, like probably, but now she feels that she's back on the ground. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the traveler there. And it's not like I'm surprised that he's emotionally intelligent, but like, even from my perspective, I was like, hey, let's make her feel like she doesn't have to do an exchange. But the traveler came out with something like, you know, that was even like, you know, that again, he was trying to do the same thing I was thinking to do, but then he thought of something I wasn't thinking of. It was like, well, maybe this is something that would just make her feel comfortable in the moment, and sometimes you need that. I think it's really emotionally intelligent.
Your feet never left the ground. But anyway, feeling any better?
Technically, she's sitting on something, so. Oh my god, the little twirl! She is legitimately like the way she twirls and floats down to the ground.
Significantly.
Oh my god! Like, again, I don't care that I throw the word around because it's the word that describes this place the best. This word describes the Damselette the best. Magical. You know what I mean? Purely magical. What did you do? Or maybe what did I do?
The moon within your body. It is as silent as a reflection in the water.
Oh, yeah?
I merely drew forth a ray of its light from the water. Enough to keep me tethered to the ground for now.
Okay. So it's just like it's going to keep her here for a bit. Love her hair as well.
I think I sense some other changes as well.
Yeah?
That is the moon goddess's favor. All things I come into contact with will bear
Wait,
this
so we have the
mark.
moon goddess' favor now?
It is harmless and will fade over time.
I don't mind it. Like, the Damselette's favor, no problem.
Speaking of which, do you want to be the Moon Marrow's custodian now that you've got your power back?
Interesting question.
It's supposed to be something that belongs to a god in any case, right?
It is the remains of Arya, goddess of the eternal moon.
So it does have to do with... Wait, what?
Wait, we have the... Oh my god.
Did you not know this already?
No, we did not. No, we did not.
Llama just said it was different from the other fragments, and that she could sense divine power within
This is so, like, this is legitimately so, like, it feels like a very non-Krai thing for people to be like, oh, don't you know this? And it's like, okay, like, they just drop some, like, crazy lore, out of nowhere, you know? Yeah, pretty, yeah.
And she is correct. When I drew that ray of moonlight from the marrow, I also drew some memories from within.
Okay.
That is how I know that it belongs to the goddess of the eternal moon.
So that was the first god that they mentioned, wasn't it? The eternal moon goddess. It was the it was the first one that was mentioned by Llama. And it was the third one that was unknown, right?
But Llama also saw the past by using the Moon Marrow. Why didn't she see that?
Interesting. Llama mentioned she could only catch a brief blurry snippets. Perhaps this is something only the moon goddess could sense. I guess like it is more clear to the moon goddess themselves.
There were once 3 moons in the sky, each belonging to a goddess who ruled over it.
The music, I can't.
But after the war of funerary flame, all 3 lay slain, and 2 of the 3 moons were shattered during the conflict.
Yes. Okay.
After Arya's death, her power coalesced into this moon
so all
marrow.
transferred into here then, I guess.
The iridescent moon's remains have never been found. And while the frost moon's goddess died herself, her moon
was never broken.
Sorry, I'm just... The iridescent moon's remains have never been found, and while the frost moon's goddess died herself, her moon was never broken. So she's saying that the third ones have never been found. We know what happened, that the first one came into this moon marrow. Arya went into the moon marrow. The iridescent moon's remains have never been found. That's the mysterious one, right? And then the frost moon signs is, have never been broken. It was never torn apart.
As the prophecy stated, this moon would birth a new deity sooner or later. The entity the frost moon scions call the Kutar.
And that's what people perceived you to be when you were born. That's why all the statues were built, right?
I can sense that my power belongs to the frost moon, but it lies beyond the false sky, too distant from me.
Wow, so like okay, so like she can't access it, or she just can't like connect with it?
Forget controlling it. Sensing it alone requires immense
She's
effort.
like, I can't be that goddess, right? Like, because I can't, it's not that I can't even like, use it. It's that I can't, I don't even sense it. I don't even sense it. Like it requires something. I do sense it, but like sensing it requires like something, a lot of energy. And in her case, a lot of effort.
Oh, wait, let Paimon count this up. We have the eternal moon's marrow
Yes.
with us. No one can find the iridescent moons. Does that mean you have the frost moon's marrow inside you then?
That's not a bad assertion, right?
No. It can only form after the moon goddess is dead. Consider it a form of energy core.
So they have to have passed on for them to go into the moon marrow themselves, so that since the Damselette is still alive, it's not going to go. They're not going to create a moon marrow from it.
You may as well ask if there are rocks on the moon.
Are there rocks on the moon?
Oh, so you're saying that you represent the frost moon's power, right?
Right. Okay. So is that like saying like the way that Arya's powers is represented by the moon marrow? She's the representation of the original frost moon's power.
Yes. Now, a god with a gnosis is named an archon. Since you bear the moon marrow, does that make you a moon goddess?
Wait, she say that to us? I doubt it's the same thing. I mean, I understand what she's saying. It's like if a god has a gnosis, that makes an archon. Like now that we have the moon marrow, which is I guess like the Nod Krai equivalent of a gnosis now, I guess. Does that make us a goddess? But I guess like we're like, hey, it's not exactly the same thing.
You do not wish to become one?
I don't think that's ever something the traveler ever wanted or wants.
That's not really the problem here. Also, why are you so eager to pass that title on to someone else?
Interesting, yeah. But like I don't think the traveler ever craves something like that, ever.
Anyway, never mind this becoming a moon goddess stuff for now. We're asking if we should return this moon marrow to you.
It's very interesting that like I feel like the energy I get from the Damselette in this conversation is someone who like understands what the power of these moon marrows and the moon goddesses had, and all this stuff as well. But there's not like an urgency in my mind for her to like become this powerful being. Probably because again she can't. There's a feeling of like the stuff that comes along with that is very heavy, but also like the immense effort it takes to even like connect with the power that she has or is supposed to have as well.
I do not desire
There we go.
it. Huh?
Yeah, I mean like we don't desire it either,
Nor does it desire to come to me.
Oh, okay, so it's like the One Ring type of thing too. It doesn't want to come to her either.
And what does that
I wonder
mean?
if it's like it's drawn to people. I wonder if like that power that when it finally arrives in someone, it's because it was supposed to be or wants to be there.
When I came into contact with its power, I sensed a kind of rejection.
Wow.
I can only guess that this is because I, too, am a moon goddess. Two moons will not rise at the same time, let alone consume one another.
Wait, so... Okay, so I get what she's saying, I think, because when she touched us, it rejected her because... It's almost like a magnets, like two magnets like trying to push against each other. It's like they're the two moon goddesses cancel each other out. And I guess the way she says is very spiritual as well, where it's like, you know, two moons will not rise at the same time. And they can't consume each other either. So they can't just be like, I guess they can't come in contact with each other, that they can't like absorb each other. They can't like become one because again, they're two moons, two separate moons.
Guess it's stuck with me for now then.
I guess so. That's really interesting. So not only like can like the moon marrow decide who it wants to be a part of, which makes it more like sentient in terms of like Arya's powers. It also can't, like, it means that like the moon goddesses themselves can never crave a ultra power of like all the moon goddesses because they will be rejected, it seems.
You sure that's gonna be okay? Llama did say that you've hidden its power well, but the Damselette sensed it just
But that's the
fine.
Damselette though, you know what I mean?
And it's the wild hunt we're dealing with here, not some run-of-the-mill enemy. If it detects the marrow...
Paimon's concern is so accurate here and so normal, right? The idea of like, hey, like, are you sure you want to do this? Because this is actually like some terrifying stuff. It is, like, it's a big responsibility.
The wild hunt? You speak of that phenomenon as if you were describing a person.
Interesting response, because now obviously we speak of it now because we saw that shadow as like an entity, right?
Well, it sure looks like there's a person behind it all. Someone with a super clear goal, too. They've been after the moon marrow non-stop.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so true as well. Because at first, like, it was described as like this entity, right, and this like powerful force. But once we saw our sister being impersonated, it becomes very personal, right?
That seems to ring a
Yeah?
bell.
Huh?
Does
really?
it?
My colleagues used to mention someone back when I was still with the
Who?
Fatui. He hailed from Conria, gaining abyssal power during the cataclysm. And he had a consuming fixation on the moon.
Who is this? Who is this?
Conria? Well, we don't know if the phantom we saw has anything to do with that, but the details kind of match. What was his name?
Do you know his name?
I only know what others called him. The Rächer of Solnari.
Oh, it's one of the sinners. And so she's saying that, like, the idea of what's happening here with the attraction to the moon marrow and the want for the moon marrow comes from one of the five sinners, Rächer of Solnari. Oh my god, and maybe because of his fixation on the moon, and like and his abyssal power, like, you know, and all this, like, yeah, like his obsession with the moon has like carried on, and now he's like after the moon marrow non-stop in this way. Because she says it rings a bell, that idea of this attraction to the moon, right? This super clear goal to get the moon marrow. Oh my god, one of the five sinners?
Huh. There was that title too.
So crazy.
Wait a second. Dane mentioned him, didn't he? Does that mean that our enemy is Rächer? One of the
It
five?
could be. Could you imagine one of the five sinners is the one who's like sending the wild hunt after us? I love she's bringing up Dane as well.
If that was the case, surely he'd be stronger than this, though.
I guess, but what if he's like in a situation where he has to gather power, or maybe he can't fight us directly or something?
I have heard that he disappeared not long after the cataclysm. But when I asked my colleagues where he went, they replied, "Do you really
Oh,
not
what does that
know?"
mean?
Why would they say
Yeah,
that?
why would they?
The tale of his final fate has it that he fell into the moon's reflection, from which there can be no return.
What does that mean?
Wait, hold up, pause. There's just too much
No, but I love it
information.
though. I love all the stuff we're getting. What does it mean to fall into the moon's reflection?
I felt the same. They seem to think that I should be the one who would know everything about
Because the way they describe it, like, fell into the moon's reflection, from which we know return, that sounds like it's like a pool or a portal, or something that you can never, like, and it could be just like, you know, something we've heard before as well, like 100%, like there's a lot of information we get that I might have, like, you know, blanked on my mind. But like that, I wonder if like it is like this thing, this like magical thing that like either figuratively reflects the moon, or it's like some sort of like portal that reflects the moon, or maybe it's like the obsession with the moon made him fall into the moon's reflection.
But as I said, my prologue lies beyond the full
Right.
skies. I do not even remember my name.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Either way, following his departure, the wild hunt situation worsened drastically, and it has since become a byword for abyssal
Wait, so-
disaster.
it's connected to when he departed. And that's when the Wild Hunt became worse. So I wonder if it is that situation that, like, while he cannot return directly to fight us or to get the Moon Marrow, he's sending the Wild Hunt and with his abyssal powers after us instead, or trying to get the Moon Marrow instead. I wonder if, like, there's this thing where, like, he's trying to just, like, take over Nod Krai with the Wild Hunt and eventually, like, use brute force and brutality to get the Moon Marrow for himself. Because again, if it's an incredible story, the idea of, like, this one of the 5 sinners dying off not dying off, but like after the cataclysm, falling into like the moon's reflection, not being able to return, and now because of their obsession with the moon and the idea of the moon, they now, like, from beyond this moon's reflection, can only, like, send, like, the Wild Hunt, and, like, their obsession continues for so long, you know?
The present phenomenon may have inherited the same title, but it far surpasses its past incarnation in both scale
so it's even worse. It's even worse than it ever was.
Oh, to think that we're up against one of the infamous
It's actually terrifying, right? Because the thing is, like if you look at, like, one of the physical sense of, like, a 5 sinner, right? One of the best examples is Gold, right? Who is one of the most terrifying characters in media, not just in Genshin, is one of the most terrifying characters in stories. You know what I mean? Not because, like, she, on the surface, we've seen her do a lot of horrible stuff. It's because whenever she's talked about in any sense of the word, like, she sends a chill down, like, my spine. I know probably for you guys as well, there's something about her that's just so, like disgustingly powerful, you know? So it makes sense that also now, like, we've heard all the, obviously, like, the other 5 sinners, like, the idea of, like, Sertology as well. Like, there's like, you know, we've heard of them and seen some physical sense of them before, but we just know that they have, like, a personality that is not like anything in this world you would see, ambitions that are nothing like anything humans really have, and powers that are nothing like humans really have at all.
That's way too much for us to handle. That incident on Star Sand Shoal must have been luck then. Or maybe he wasn't giving it
I don't know.
all.
I have no idea. Like, my assumption would be that they can't fully use all their power, maybe.
And even then, he still defeated Marionette.
Yeah, Fatui Harbinger. Excuse me, sorry, I have a little cough, guys. Sorry about that.
What did you just say?
Oh my god!
Would you mind repeating?
One of the other Harbingers, of course.
That's your ex-colleague? So, we were on Star Sand Shoal together, and she was beaten by the Wild Hunt.
What's she gonna think about this now? What is she gonna think about this? Oh, is that a smile? Is that a smile?
Did you just...
Oh my god, what? No? Was that that was a little, like, chuckle. Come on. She did. Oh my god. What a lovely piece of, like, personality injected into, like, an already, like, amazing personality of a character.
Are you two on bad terms or something?
Like that's so, like, you know, oh, hey, your colleague got beaten in a fight. You know what I mean? Oh, really? Huh. You know, and the little side eye, I love it. What, like, it honestly, like, brings the Damselette down to earth a little bit, right? Like, that one moment, and while there's probably, like, a bigger reason for this as well, there's something so natural and normal about, like, you know, someone you may not be too fond of or something losing in a fight. And maybe they are fond of him, I don't know, but, like, you know, someone losing a fight and then you going, oh, pity, you know? There's something very human about it.
No. I simply imagined the put-out expression she must have worn in that moment. And found it
See, even in this sense, like, okay, so it's not something that she's, like against her, but it is, like, so, I think it is still such a grounding moment, you know? To have a little chuckle at, you know, something she just thought of.
She seemed quite shaken.
Oh, she'll adjust soon enough. She's very good
Damselette said
that.
rub some dirt on it, you know?
Okay, anyway, we've gotten off topic. Now that we know how dangerous the guy targeting the Moon Marrow is, you sure you want to carry it around with you, Traveler?
Selfishly, there's a couple of reasons. Okay, Calvin, also known as Romer. Let's, like, separate from the game for a second, right? Calvin, also known as Romer, wants desperately to keep carrying this around because I want to see one of the 5 sinners. You know, I want to. Also, at the same time, too, there's also a part of me that's like, I don't want to see the 5 sinners. I don't want to see them at all. They're terrifying. But for wonder's sake, I want them to be as safe as possible. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. While, like, story-wise, I want to meet one of the 5 sinners. I'd love to even fight one of the 5 sinners, even though they probably just destroy me. Like, emotions-wise and care-wise, I want the Traveler to be safe, you know?
If Fatui intelligence is to be believed, Rächer would prevail even if all of Nod Krai
Oh,
were to
Jesus
stand
Christ.
against him. Perhaps something restricts him. If only
That's what I'm
for the
thinking.
moment.
There's a restriction, because again, if it's one of those things like he's using his full power, it's a sinner, you know? It's one of the 5 sinners.
Before I decide, there's a favor I'd like to ask you, Columbina.
Yeah?
What do you need?
Do you think you'd be able to show me what happened when my sister and I arrived in Nod Krai? I mean, when our spaceship first landed.
Oh my god, do you think, oh my god.
Sure.
Oh, sure? Like, that's the Damselette. Oh yeah, sure. Fine. Why not?
That was quick.
As I said, this to me is but a single ray of moonlight. Nothing to it.
Incredible.
Give me your hand, and ready yourself.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. I really am so excited for this. Again, magical. It's like a fantasy movie. And then the moon marrow activates. This is what we saw before, but clearer. It's a bit closer. Oh my god. It seems we landed safe. Oh, that's our spaceship? Oh my god, we have a visual on the spaceship. Look. Oh my god, that is futuristic beyond belief. Look at it. It's like this like moon pool type of water on top of the screen as well. A lot of time appears to have passed. Oh my god, I love the visual. We're still inside the spaceship. I think we were in there for so long. When did Lumine get out, I wonder? Because she did get out first, right? Wait, there's Lumine. But how can that be? No one left the ship from the moment we landed. The door hasn't even been opened yet. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what?
Where is
Wait,
this?
what?
Aether, come on. We have to leave
Wait,
this
what's
place.
happening?
What?
We know that Lumine got out first and then came back to check on us, right? That was a part of the story. But he's saying that like at that point the door wasn't even opened and she was outside.
Hey, are you okay?
What the hell?
Our spaceship. A long time passed after we
Right.
landed. No one left the ship during that time, but Lumine found me from outside of it.
How does that
somehow.
work? Was she already here? Is a part of what we knew or thought we knew not exactly true?
Huh? How would that even be
Yeah.
possible?
Oh my god, man, I have chills for this. More
don't
confusing
know.
aspects.
The secrets within memories are like cookie crumbs. Take a bite, and they go
I actually love the
everywhere.
analogy. I do love the analogy. Because, like, honestly, everyone can relate to it. Everyone can relate to the idea of biting into a cookie. You know what I mean? I genuinely think sometimes cookies are better eaten with, like, plates. Generally, like, you know. Oh, the clenching of the fist. There's something seriously strange going on here. I have to get to the bottom of this. Of course, it's your past. And that's the thing. It's a very personal thing. While we're dealing with, like, very big, grand things with Nod Krai, we have to remember that the crux of this whole story since the start of Genshin is a personal journey for the traveler. You know what I mean? It's a personal thing. But as Nefer said, there'll be nothing to investigate if Nod Krai is destroyed first. So we have to make sure Nod Krai is safe.
All right. I'll keep
There
the
we go.
moon marrow
Can I
with
say
me.
as well, I love the fact that like he took Nefer's words to heart. Because like what she said is so true. It's like, well, from her side, it's a very business perspective. It's like, if everything gets destroyed, I will literally make no money. You know? Even though I think she does care quite a bit as well. You know, I think she cares about Yehoda, for example. He's saying like, yeah, like if like, I'm not going to be able to find out anything about my sister if Nod Krai is destroyed. What a great way of like implementing the story, the idea of like, you know, him maybe not bypassing his personal feelings, but like also like being as, you know, urgent about the Nod Krai stuff as he would be about finding stuff about his sister. I think it's a good way of like showcasing that he still cares about the personal stuff, but also caring about Nod Krai, which we know he was going to care about Nod Krai because he cares about every nation. He's a hero, you know?
Well, if you say so. Paimon can't stop you, but still. Ooh.
Oh,
Will you need my help?
I adore that she's asking if we need any help for stuff. I absolutely adore it. Before we like answer this question, I actually want to go back to some stuff here as well, if we could. I just want to make sure I'm getting like a few things right about like the moon goddess stuff, because someone did like write up a big lore piece and a recap for me, which I always love because again, there's always stuff I'm gonna forget. So this is when we started talking to her. So she did. When did she start talking about the Arya thing? It's the remains of Arya, the goddess of the eternal moon, right? I don't know. Wait, what? Do you know this already? Llama said it was different from other fragments, and she's correct. When I drew for the ray of moonlight from the Mara, I also drew from memories within. That is how I know it belongs to the goddess of the eternal moon. So the goddess of the eternal moon was obviously one of the moon sisters as well. The first moon sister, right? Yeah, there's once 3 moons in the sky. And it was like the king of dragons that created them. The king of dragons created them. And I guess at this point it was one of those things where like they were kind of like the rulers of this world as well. Yeah, they ruled over it. And after the war, after the War of the Fury Flame, the War of the Fury Flame is when... That's when Nibelung came back to Tevat, and he was empowered with abyssal energy, and that's when he started the war. Is that the war that he started there as well? And then that's when the Moon Sisters, or like that's when the Moon Sisters were fell in war. And that's when Enkemia also sinks down and the Moon Sisters die. Yeah, okay. So I'm just trying to get the time, because obviously this is stuff we've heard before, but it's one of those situations where like we want to make sure we're like, you know, getting like fully on. I don't think anyone's going to be upset with me like making sure I'm like on track with this stuff. In fact, I think you guys have said before that you like this. You prefer that I get on track rather than just like, you know, be going like, you know? Because we like, yeah, it's good to have some of a recap as well. So that's when like the Moon Sisters died and Enkemia was destroyed as well. And then... But one of the Moon Sisters remains in the sky. And then the Heavenly Prince was then brought down the nails to go against Nibelung's abyssal power. Okay. So that's what it is. Okay, that the war itself was the war that when Nibelung returned to the world after the Four Shades and the Age of Humanity began. Okay. So sorry that I'm just like trying to get through. I want to make sure like I'm understanding all this stuff. And again, like I said, I don't think I have to say sorry at all, because like every single comment I get about this is usually like, no, we're glad you're kind of like making sure that you have like a good bit of knowledge on this. Because again, while we've heard this before, while we've seen this stuff before, it's always good to get a recap, because I think sometimes like you'll see in my videos, like whilst like I like following the lore, I'm obviously not like a big gigantic lore head that like knows everything. So like getting like a recap is always like a really good thing. So then what she said then is that after Arya's death, she went into the Moon Marrow, but after the Frost Moon kind of like death, it was reincarnated into Kutar, the Moon Maiden that we have now in front of us, into the Damselette. And they said as well that like she can't take the power from us or take the Moon Marrow power from us, because two moons can't rise at the same time. Damselette, if you can't help us, I'd love it.
I could help you conceal
for real?
the marrow.
Wow.
You could? Oh,
That'd be incredible.
That'd be great.
She's so, honestly, I love the relationship we're developing with the Damselette. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite interactions with Fatui Harbingers, and I think that Fatui Harbingers is always like some of the most interesting characters in the game.
Detecting it within you is already no easy task, but I can teach you to further conceal its presence using Kuzaki.
Amazing.
Like this.
Whoa, like it's like a bubble surrounding us. She's so gentle, like even with all the power she has, she's so gentle.
Ooh.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It looks like I wonder if she's gonna have shield powers. Because my dream for her as a character when she does become on the banner, which by the way, like 100%, if she comes on the banner, like that's the character I want to like wish for. Which I think like she will come on the banner in the next like few months, right? I'd say so. And obviously I don't want to know, but I'd say she come on the banner in the next few months. So I think I might save up to try and get the Damselette. But here's the thing, right? With the Damselette, I want her powers to either be like very protective and magical, but also like a dream of mine. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I love if part of her power was like vocal, like singing. I'd love if it was singing. This feels so soft and gentle, just like the moonlight. Oh my god. Describing like a something being as gentle as the moonlight is so pretty.
Can you sense it? Now, try to maintain it.
And now she's asking us to maintain these scenes with the Damselette.
You learn quickly.
I love it.
Huh. Looks pretty sturdy. Could probably be used in self-defense in a pinch, huh?
Thanks for teaching me that. And again, the hand over the heart.
Are you always here, Columbina? It's kind of dangerous out there, sure, but have you, like, taken a walk outside?
Oh my god,
or
Paimon with like
something?
little fingers connecting at the back as well. It's such a nice little touch. You...
I dislike strangers.
Okay. And where do we rate on that scale? I love it's like, hey, are we friends? You know? Where do we rate on that scale?
Slightly
Okay,
better.
we'll take that. Let's get... Once this whole business with Wilden is over, let's go out for a walk. I would love that. But I'd love, again, her part of personality isn't hateful. It's like, I'm not big fan of strangers, which is totally okay. It's totally okay to not want to interact with people. It's totally okay.
Yeah, the Frost Moon Scions have changed since you last saw them. Who knows? You might
I think you'd like
actually
Llama for
them.
sure. Again, a bit nervous for her, of course.
I will
Yeah,
consider
no pressure. No pressure whatsoever. But once this is all over, we'd love to go for a walk. That would be amazing. Oh my god, slightly better.
She seems kind of tired.
Probably hasn't spoken this much in a while. Yeah, we had a big conversation.
Either way, thanks for
Thank you,
agreeing to help
Damselette. Thank you so much. What an oh, she's going to sleep.
It wasn't
No,
much.
don't you say that. You did amazing stuff there.
The flowers here. They
Oh
like
my-
guests like you.
Every moment in this cave with the Damselette is, I'm telling you, it's magical. It's so magical. The flowers here, they like the flowers like us even. That's our traveler. That's our Paimon. Wait. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? You can visit Silver Hall for time to beat the Damselette. For a certain time after completing your quest, your party will gain a new Moon's Embrace effect. When not Krai, your party moon sign level will always be adjacent an ascended gleam. Additionally, after completing certain number of quests, you can claim... Wait, is this going to be this version of the world's rewards? No way, man. And so we can like occasionally visit the Damselette at times? Is she going to be in different places? Because over here... Oh my god, that's such a... So now we have this protection and this shield over us as well. So incredible. Okay, so to talk about just like my feelings on it, because we can talk about like obviously like again, I'm not like you know what the wait, they showed us where she is before we left. Is that it? Oh my god, like how high up she is. Beautiful scene, absolutely beautiful scene, and I'm never gonna forget two lines more than anything in this story. The two lines that I'm gonna remember forever are, and obviously I'm gonna paraphrase now because I might not get them exactly the right lines, but the first line is slightly better. But the music is so pretty. Slightly better. When we asked like how are we, how do we rank on the scale of like who people you basically like and strangers? So she sees this as like, you know, probably better than a stranger, which again for a character who is, you know, burnt out on people, who feels like people have become too greedy, who doesn't want to interact with these people, to say to us like you're slightly better, that means the world. That sent my heart soaring. But then also at the same time too, we have as well. Oh, the music is this song. Your vocals are beautiful. Your vocals are beautiful. Then also the light of the flowers like guests like you. This track is so incredible. It's so incredible. Like as well, that just showcases to me like that's what I've said since the beginning, and I've said 1,000,001 times over about the Traveler and Paimon, right? They are, and here's it. I could say to them, people don't even notice because they don't play Genshin. When people don't play Genshin, they think it's just like, oh, happy, colorful game. This is a violent game. This is a game full of violence, war, fire, dragons, death, destruction, power-hungry people, politics. It's all this stuff. There's so much stuff that goes into the idea of Genshin that people wouldn't know from the outside. But the ray of hope and the light at every single tunnel in Genshin has always been the biggest light, the shining light, the brightest thing about Tevat right now has always been this golden boy and his white fairy falling around the place. Always. And if you play as Lamine, obviously it's Lamine as well. You know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying. Like they are like a beak, and for a character, and it just, to me, like it's a summation perfectly of the Traveler's character and Paimon's character. The fact that this character, can sense people's, powers within them, can connect with people like that, but also doesn't like people and it finds it hard to connect with people. To say to you that you are like better than a stranger and that the flowers like you, that's a summation of Traveler's character to me so much. So much. Okay, so just to talk about like what was just said there, just really briefly, because I think we've already like gotten our minds blown a little bit as well. The moon fragment that we have inside of us is the power, or I guess like where the power of Arya went, one of the eternal moon goddess, right? We know that we don't know where after the war and after Enkanomiya sunk and all this was, and the moon goddesses were destroyed, right? The moon goddesses were destroyed after the battle with Nibelung and that war that was brought down with the abyssal power and things like this as well. Obviously, that's when the nails were came to Tevat as well. Sorry for the cough, guys. I'm just like, it's one of those things where I just have to I don't feel bad. I feel very energetic, as you can probably tell. But it's just this slight lingering cough, and this is the last day of videos I'm recording anyway, so it's one of those things where it's okay, whatever. But Arya is the one that's in our moon marrow, is in the moon marrow, and she could sense this. The Damselette could sense that this was what was inside of us. But for the Damselette, they are kind of like where the power of the frost moon goddess went. So while the Arya went into our moon marrow that has inside of us right now. The Frost Moon's power. Sorry for doing this little jump here. It's a little bit exciting, isn't it? Look, me playing this little skateboarding game. But the power of them went into the reincarnation, I guess, of the Damselette. Whilst also, the third moon goddess is still missing. We don't know what happened to the third moon goddess at this stage as well. Not only do we know that now our moon marrow has Arya in it. It's Arya's moon marrow inside of us, right? And their power inside of us. Damselette was able to help us conceal it because it's something that she still was found it hard to find, something as a struggle to kind of find, but she helped us conceal it so that most people, even the people who are able to sense this stuff, wouldn't be able to sense this stuff, which I think was a very beautiful moment, by the way. Her again, because while it was this very practical thing, it was also very I'm making myself feel a bit ill running around in circles, but while it was a very practical thing, it's also a very beautiful thing. It's so beautiful because to me it's kind of a representation of how far our relationship with the Damselette has already become, that the Damselette offered help to us right away before anything else. There wasn't an exchange in the last moment there. We got our exchange. The exchange that we got there with the Damselette was, from the Damselette's perspective, you show me your I help you with your sickness and you show me my past. That was the exchange, and in the end the Damselette, while calling us more than a stranger now, gives us help with this moon marrow situation as well. She also revealed to us something that and I love that Paimon fought back against this, because that's why Paimon's so good at it as well as a character. Paimon was able to fight back against the information, not in a very oh that's wrong kind of way, more in a kind of way that helps us get more information. Paimon was that can't be true, but what about this? What about this? I think it's such a good story way of writing it, rather than just having one character to say, if you're wondering why they're not so powerful right now, this is this and this, that, describing it all in one big monologue. They had a back and forth and a very realistic, wait, the 5 sinners, because one of the 5 sinners is clearly then after this moon marrow. Rolnir, who was obsessed with the moon, who was obsessed with the idea of the moon, and in their obsession with the moon and all their after the cataclysm happened, they fell into what is called a moon reflection, and the moon reflection is something they can't get back out of, and now probably from the Damselette's perspective, they probably don't have full power enough to actually do anything to us fully directly, because if they did, they probably would just come out and just start trying to kill us right away. So what they have to do is to send the Wild Hunt after us. And after he disappeared, the Wild Hunt became even worse. So them, not at full power, trying to impersonate our sister, Now, impersonating her sister in the wrong way, by the way, they got a lot of stuff wrong. Which is, to me is like even more interesting, which means, to me shows that they know stuff but don't know the full story. But yeah, that's who's after the Moon Marrow. That's who's sending the Wild Hunt after us. The Wild Hunt has become more extreme. It's become even worse. And probably, like, now we've seen as well, the Wild Hunt is, like, directly attacking us and coming to places we are. That time on Star Sand Shoal, like, where they attack the marionette, huge moment. Like, absolutely huge moment, because that was a gigantic effort to get the Moon Marrow. That's what the hand was extended out for. That's why they sent us into that the tomb in the first place, to get the Moon Marrow. Their obsession, and it's such a cool story, the idea of, like, one of the 5 sinners, their obsession with the moon and life has carried on throughout their, like, existence, even in the moon reflection. You know, it's almost like Icarus flying too close to the sun, and now they're sending the Wild Hunt after us to get this. This is such a crazy cool amount of reveals, it really is. Let's check what this is all about, by the way. Few records. Can we do anything with this? She took a beam of moon. Look at this artwork as well, and returned, but so would you the favor. Okay. So. Okay. Is it when we have 1 right now? Is that when we defeat? So wait, this might be. You know what this could be like, actually, rather than being like the rewards thing. What it could be is the equivalent of getting all the hero names. I wonder if it's a thing where, like, once we get all the hero names, like in Nalan, will we get a different, like, ending? You know what I mean? Damselette. Oh my god, we actually can climb up here? Okay, let's see if we can climb up to the Damselette and talk to her. 1 second. Yeah, such an amazing scene. Such an amazing scene. I think Krai is going to be absolutely incredible. I think it's going to be one of the most amazing worlds we've been to. Already, I think musically, it's like... And it's crazy to say this. I think, like, you know, because beforehand, my favorite, like, overall OST was Sumeru. My favorite track in the game was, like, the Fontaine track. You know, I think it's just called Fontaine. You know, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that track. But now, like, I actually have this, like, feeling where, like, I think, like, the Damselette track is probably my favorite track in the game. Like, it's so amazing. Can we actually talk to you? Oh my god.
You seem tired. Is this place too high
Oh
up?
my god, after we climbed up here?
Maybe installing a ladder would help.
Yeah? That's very sweet, though. She's thinking about installing a ladder so we can come up here and sit with her. That's so sweet.
You seem tired.
That's so sweet. Okay, we gotta leave here as well, though, but, like, fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Yeah, that's my favorite track in the game, I would say. Which says a lot, because this is a game full of amazing tracks. Like, I don't think, like this, it will yeah, it has the nostalgia of the Fontaine track yet. Like, I know, like, we were in Fontaine, like, what, like, a year and actually, I think, like, exactly a year ago next month we went to Fontaine for the first time. I think so. But that track to me, look at this, but this track is so, like, perfect. And it's so gentle and so magical. But yeah, the Fontaine track I think still has the nostalgia edge where it's like da-da. When I hear the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know what that encompasses? You know what that wait, where are we going? Where are we going? What? What quest? What's Blessing of the Frost Moon? Oh. Okay. Yeah, 100%. Focus mode is so great. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Which is interesting, she wasn't blocked off in the first part of this quest, right? When we met her before, but she's blocked off now. So are these here? Wait, hold on here for a second here. These things here. Oh, these are the missions we have to do. Oh, I get it. And you do these to get, yes, we can definitely do those as well. For sure. For sure. I'm so up for that. Is there more over here? Probably not there right now. Yeah, we're gonna, by the way, we're not, like, I've been going through this rather slowly. By the way, I want to say as well, I appreciate, like, you know, because I don't think like obviously you're gonna have like sometimes people might like push you forward, but like I appreciate people's patience with me playing Genshin. I don't want to ever rush through this game. Like I feel like it's one of those situations where like you only get one, like, and I think you guys probably feel the same way. You only get one Nod Krai. You know what I mean? You only get one, like I'll never have that scene again for the first time. So I never want to just like, you know, react to it. And yeah, we could just react to it and just be like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying like, you know, the way I do it is like, you know, the best. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for me, if it's for me. For me personally, I prefer to just say what's on my mind. Like right now, my heart is like, feels so good. I feel so good right now. I feel like I just like ran 200. You know that feeling you get like when like it's almost like endorphins. Like you feel like, like you feel so good after those conversations. I don't want to ever like feel like I can't just sit here and talk about everything. You know what I mean? I want to talk about everything. I want to interact with everything. I want to like have like these long conversations. I want to like understand what everyone's saying if I can. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong sometimes. I want to speculate. I want to do all this stuff, and that's what's really important to me. I don't mind being wrong, you know? You relate to just your conversation with the Damselette Llama without the moon goddess joke.
The Rächer of Solnari. I've never heard
I said
that
roll
name
near. It's
before.
Rächer of Solnari. Why did it roll near? Who's roll near? Why I got the name wrong altogether. What's roll near is a game and get a name in Genshin, right? It's not. I think why did I make up a name? Because like yeah, there's Verdelfolnir. You know what I mean? The Danesov's brother, right? Why did I say Rolnir? Who's Rolnir? Is Rolnir a character?
Let's keep this news confidential for the time being. It would only cause even more panic amongst the people of
There we go. We're
Krai.
keeping and again, I understand why we're keeping this secret, but we're keeping secrets again.
But if this Rächer is as you describe, he will be
Okay.
a truly formidable opponent if we try to take him on by our strength alone.
Yep, very, very powerful.
Yeah. Things might be okay if everyone was willing to work together, but right now... Exactly. Whatever the case, let's start by telling those we can get to join up about the crisis. As it happens, we have our own reasons to protect Not Krai, but even if we didn't, we'd never leave people in the lurch. That ain't our
Very
style.
true, and I think that's so important to say. As you said, it's a personal reason why we want to defend Not Krai, but we also like will protect a place to the end. We become a part of this world once we enter it.
Thank you. The Frost Moon Scions will stand with you to prevent this crisis as best we can.
Lovely. I feel so good right now, man. That was such a great scene with the Damselette. I'm still like feeling it.
In addition, I believe that the relationships between the various factions in this land are not cast in stone.
Okay.
The winds of change are blowing, and we Scions have nowhere to run. Our faith, our sect, all of it is here.
Right, there's nowhere else to go.
Whether our foe is the Fatui or this Rächer,
Right here.
we must stand our ground and remain true to ourselves, even to the last.
Yep, that makes sense. I love the way she phrases that as well. It's like, hey, like, where would we go? Like, if we run, there's nowhere to go, so we have to fight. If we run, we lose all our identity. We lose our home world. We'll probably lose more along the way. We lose all our hope. I love the idea of let's stand our ground because there's literally nowhere else for us to go.
Let's see. Speaking of allies, the Krumkake craft shop is the closest by, right? Enough is sure to help
Yeah,
us.
and I know would help too, for sure. Yeah, very beautiful stuff. This is legitimately one of the best build-ups to a story ever, and one of the best reveals that they've had. And the drama, the emotions, the feeling that comes along with it, like as I said, the music surrounding all this, I just feel constantly like I'm floating. It's beautiful. It's scary. It's
The wind blows
gorgeous.
stronger. May your path ahead be smooth.
It's all these feelings rolled into one. And when I say the music surrounds it, like we talk about how the music makes us feel like that feeling of like there's a story within the music itself. And while there's a story in music in every region, you know, as I said, like when I hear the Fontaine like da 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 da, I think of like all the deaths. I think of the trauma. I think of the happy times we've had with people. I think of all those things. And here I think it's one of those situations where like almost instantly the tracks feel like they have like this like very like this feeling of like there's like tears within them, right? There's like this feeling of like a broken sadness that is like instantly recognizable in them in these songs. And obviously I'll be nostalgic for them later on as well, you know? Because the thing is, it's one of those things it's like I said, like when I hear that Fontaine track, as I said, I think of all those things, and I think we're gonna feel the same way with this as well. I think like it's one of those things where like this track, these tracks here have that instant feeling of just those like, you know, like a romantic story. And I mean, when I say romantic, I don't mean like just in like love each other or like two people like being in love. I mean in a sense of like, you know, the emotions that come along with something, you know, romanticism as an idea, you know, like, because being romantic isn't just the idea of like, you know, oh, I love you, let's kiss, mwah, mwah, mwah. It's also like the idea of like, you know, having like a very like, I think sometimes spiritual look at the world or magical look at the world. To me anyway, it does. That's the way I feel about it anyway. It has a really, really beautiful feeling to it in that sense. And I think it's like the sign of a good track though is when you can go back to a track as well. Because like, you know, if I go to Mondstadt any day, like I think of like, you know, I think of Jean almost instantly, really, really strangely enough. Yeah, it's like this beautiful, beautiful feeling. That's how you know the Genshin music is absolutely fantastic.
Friendly approach detected. We meet again.
Hey guys, I adore these guys.
Listen! We've got updates on the wild hunt situation.
Yep. Telling me everything that's happening. Our trusted allies. Oh my god, you're adorable.
Threat level exceeds expectations.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I know it's like a joke as well to say to too, but like, you know, like, in effort to say threat level exceeds expectations, you know it's serious then.
Phew, doesn't matter if he's a Rächer of Solnari or Solari or whatever. One volley from my cannon, and he'll be blown to smithereens.
Oh my god. I love it. I love it. Like, I know bringing us down to earth a little bit, you know what I mean? We're talking about how scary this Rächer of Solnari is, and then she's like, I don't care who it is. Solnari, whatever. I'm gonna shoot him with a cannon. Love
You were
it.
there when we fired it, right? If that isn't the kind of firepower that helps you sleep at night, I don't know what is.
Oh, the voice actor's so good.
True, but the cannon only works against shambling monsters, right? What if Rächer's super fast?
I guess so.
Well, we'll just get enough to go grab him and tie him down.
How is this voice actor so good? They even get like the little like, you know, the little raspy like cracks right, you know?
We'll just get enough to go grab him and
Grab
tie him
him.
down.
Like I don't like again, I know they're just very talented and like they're very, very good.
You're not taking this seriously at all, are
Honestly,
you?
I love it. I do love like after all this fear and like this high emotions for Aino to bring us down to earth. I actually do love it.
Anyways, firepower is not a concern. See those canisters over there? That's all concentrated Kuvaki,
Wow.
which we'll be shipping to Nasha Town.
Like that's basically like a primordial energy in a tube.
More than enough ammo in there to blast that Fatui research facility to bits in a single shot.
You gonna do that?
You sure have been looking forward to this battle,
I tell you,
huh?
Aino chooses violence and she's so correct.
Of course! This is gonna be the shot that shocks the world. All of Krai, heck, all of Snezhnaya will know my name once we're
Oh my
through.
god. I think they already do. I think they look how proud she is as well. I'm gonna blow this place up. Like, honestly though, like she chooses violence all the time. We'll continue to monitor Wild Hunt's movements.
Sure, travel safe.
I love that. I'm gonna blow this place to smithereens. Travel safe, traveler.
I know. There remains intel left on shared.
Yeah?
Oh, right. Yeah. Since you're investigating the Wild Hunt, something pretty weird's happened in Nasha Town.
Oh.
Should probably watch out for that once you're back.
Wait, for real?
Remember that Sosi guy? The Ratnik in charge of firing the cannon? He's been found
What?
dead in our organization's offices.
What? No, what? We have a freaking murder mystery happening too?
Wait, what? Didn't we just see him like half a day
Oh
ago?
my god. And what could people have a reason to kill him? Like, I guess like the only thing we know he done was like working on the cannons. And we give him information about, like, a possible call for reinforcements from Flynn's, right? That's all we know he knows about, right? Is it?
Yeah, it's still new news. So not many people are in the know. We were only informed because we'd worked together closely.
Right.
And even then, only just now.
It's crazy what this game does. I was like feeling these high emotions from the Damselette conversation. I was brought down to earth in a very comedic way, I know. And now there's like this dark cloud that just like came over us. We were literally talking to him like yesterday.
I'll send a Nafa over to Nashi Town with some flowers later.
Oh, that's brutal. Oh, poor Ino.
He seemed like a good guy. Didn't put on any airs despite being a superior officer either.
The data concurs. This gentleman appears to have been one of the most accomplished amongst the Lightkeeper's Sergeant Majors.
And he just like, and it's crazy this happened after the cannon was rebuilt, after he made an effort to rebuild the cannon.
His character has also received commendation. Most would have lacked the motivation to fatally attack him.
Oh my god, so it has to be someone very brave and so very powerful.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
Could have been the Wild Hunt.
Hey, what do you mean, actually?
Oh wait, the other line we used as well. Oh, so that's one of the things where they use the two lines. Like, no, like, I know, like, I'm not disrespecting you whatsoever.
Either way, I'm not clued in on the details. Only Ratniki have been allowed on site to investigate the scene. You'll have to find some way in if you want to check it out for yourselves. Got it. Let's go then. You coming along, Inefa?
My tasks are incomplete. The last few batches of ammunition must be randomly inspected. You go ahead.
Okay, Nefa. Have a good day.
All right. We'll see you later.
Very interesting enough there as well, like that, like this happened after he repaired the cannons. So did someone not like the fact that he was being proactive about repairing the cannons, and also after he found out about the reinforcement call from Flynn's? I'm not saying Flynn's did it, right? But there is something there. That's the two things we know about him, like in general, right? Very interesting.
Hang on. Weren't you supposed to bring me some candy?
Oh no.
You said you would.
You can have anything in my pocket. I have some sweets.
Sorry, but things happen kind of suddenly, so...
Oh, that's not good. No way. I have loads of sweets. I have loads of sweets. I can give you whatever you want.
Batch inspection complete. Approved. Next up.
I've actually been leveling up in Nefa. I can actually show you like a tiny progress report before we go any further. I've been leveling up a few cars. Like Mulani's like pretty much leveled. And Nefa is here right now. She's close to level 50. Yeah. And I have like, I just have to get more materials here, but I think I have like a good, yeah, I've crafted them at 26. I have enough to craft these, and I have enough for these as well. So she'll be leveled up again and ascended very quickly as well. So it's one of those situations where like, it's like, yeah, she's doing fine. What's actually like, yeah, the idea of like, again, it's not one of those things, like the constellation thing is one of those things where it's like, I could like, you know, I know it sounds strange to say, but like, I'm like, I didn't even think about like what I wanted. I know I'm like going for Hu Tao as the constellation. But like now, it's actually is like one of those things where it's like, even though like I wouldn't think about like wanting a constellation for my 5 stars before, now that they're offering, it's like, okay, why not? And it's become like a great motivator, as I've said before, to actually level up my characters. It has. I love as well in that conversation too with like Inefa, like where we talk about asking Inefa does she want to hang out, like to come with us, because I feel like that our relationship with Inefa has become like she's like almost like one of those members, like a Shenhe, which is like a third party member almost as well. Before we go into anything deeper in this, oh, maybe we could do it at the end though as well. No, we usually do it like now. I have like 7 wishes from here, so we might as well like wish away, right? Well, that was slow. My internet's not doing good. In fairness though, like, you know, it's okay. It was still working, you know what I mean? That was very fast. Yeah, so like this banner is like very inconsequential sometimes because you don't know like if you're gonna get anything anyway. You might get like a 4-star character, but I have all the 4 stars anyway, so like it's one of those things where like I'm not too pressed about it. We're getting all blues here. Okay, we get a 4-star, so it's probably, even if it's a weapon, that's cool with me. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna upset me. Get a weapon for ourselves as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just might as well, I like doing that so it's not in the back of my mind, for sure. Because I just remembered we had those wishes as well. Okay, let's go on and check on the Lightkeepers. Hey, Lightkeepers, we're coming to check on you. Here comes Eula. Oh no, here comes Eula. Hide everything. Whereabouts is it? We warp up here, maybe? I have to, like, admit, like, sometimes I get confused about the layout of Nasha Town. Like, because, like, the map is just... Okay, up here. Okay, thank you. The game's like, well, how about follow the freaking map? How about follow the freaking yellow line? Idiot. I've actually been using Eula to level up Nefa, like fighting her boss sometimes too. And it's so funny because like the team that like is the sub team of my team of Eula here who supports Eula, like Xingqiu, Benny, and Fischl, them by themselves, because Fischl's like C6 and Xingqiu's C6, and
This must be it.
okay.
Oh. Doesn't look like there's any chance of us getting in with that Ratnik guarding the door, though.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say that they're like a party amongst themselves.
Should we go speak to the guard first?
Might as well try
Oh my-
squeezing blood from a stone.
Oh, she says it's gonna be very hard. I love Never showing up at this moment when we need like some information.
Never. When did you?
I love that like the Travelers has no fear whatsoever of anything ever. Like he just walked up to her with a smile.
I came over to take a look
does
as
have
soon
fears,
as I
but you know what I
received the news just now. Aino told you about this then?
Yeah, so we're passing by the Krumkaki craft shop.
Before we start, shall we see if we've made the same guess?
Looks like the Wild Hunt is on the move.
Indeed. Quicker than we thought as well. Keep your eyes peeled for any clues once we get in. No need to
Once
jump
we get
to
in.
conclusions.
So we're thinking it is like the Wild Hunt that did this, right? Like, does that mean, I wonder, did the Wild Hunt kill him because the cannon was made and because he's a high-ranking official? Like, if you kill one of the high-ranking officials, maybe you have like a better, like, well, you would like in any type of thing. Like, if you cut off the head, usually they'll find a new head. But if he was so good at his job, as they say, that's a target you definitely want to target. For sure.
But how are we supposed to get in at all?
Just follow me.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but we're not open to guests right now.
Sorry about that. They're here to investigate.
Oh?
All of them?
All of them. Yes, all of them.
The paperwork checks out.
All right then. Enter.
That's more like it. Person just doing their job. Yeah, I'll show you. For doing your job. Next time, don't do your job. On the other side of the crime scene, briefly relates information to Rosh. Oh my god, we're telling everyone. I mean, telling Nefer ain't gonna be a bad thing either. Oh my god, he's just still there?
Paimon might have said this before, Nefer, but you sure do come
She
prepared.
does, but like, oh my god, this is one of the rare times in Genshin where like we're like standing over like a dead body like this.
Shishich, my old friend.
Beautiful name.
Fill us in, if you would.
Greetings. If you would allow me. The murder happened not long ago. The Sergeant Major was killed by a single piercing strike from a polearm. We have performed a preliminary sweep of the crime scene to facilitate investigation. No obvious signs of a violent struggle. No damaged doors or windows. The culprit must have used some other means to enter the room unopposed before performing the deed.
Okay. So he was probably like well known?
Entering unopposed. So, do you think there's a chance that the culprit would usually have right of entry?
Right, yeah. It could have been Ramir in disguise. True. How he turned into mean 110%. That's such an accurate way of putting it.
At the moment, the most valuable lead we have is based on an eyewitness report from a nearby resident.
Please, yeah.
Specifically, that Flint's was seen entering and leaving this place in the time period when the crime most likely occurred.
Yeah, so story-wise, it makes sense, as I was saying before, that like after we told him about the idea of the Flynn stuff, right? About the idea of the of Flynn's calling for reinforcements, and he didn't know about this. It lines up with like that's the only information we pretty much told him, either that or him creating the cannon. So, like, the idea of Flynn's being a suspect, like, I'm not saying he is a suspect, but I'm saying, like, it lines up that they would go with this route. Yeah. Oh my god. Great reaction there.
We have tried to contact him, but he is not.
You know what I mean? Like, it fits the story for sure.
Very odd indeed.
So, he's the prime suspect right now, right?
To be honest, I'm not particularly inclined to believe that this was an inside job. Flint's can come across a bit eccentric, but he does well in missions on the whole.
It could be 100% a red herring as well, 100%, or it could be like an impersonation as well from the Wild Hunt.
He also had no disagreements with the Sergeant Major that we know of. So he lacks the motive to commit such a terrible crime. But neither the eyewitness report nor the nature of the fatal wound itself are in his favor. So we are looking for him at present.
What's the fate? So like it's from like something that like that his, because they said it's a polearm. Yeah. Oh my god. So if it isn't impersonation, they impersonated a lot about Flynn's here.
Looks like there's not much else to dig up here. Let's go outside and discuss what we've seen.
Okay. Agreed. Yeah, that's one of those things. Like I think story-wise, it's not like I'm like, oh, because I didn't think like, oh, Flynn's is gonna be a suspect directly.
So, the evidence points to Flint's, and he just so happens to have disappeared without a trace. Yeah. A sticky situation.
And that's what I was thinking. It was either to do with the cannon, like the only thing we knew about the Sozi at the time was either the cannon or Flynn's ordering stuff behind his back. Right? That's all we knew. That's all we knew.
We know that this Flint's could have been Rächer in disguise, but we lack the evidence to prove this to anyone else.
Yeah, so he's just in trouble now, because what we're going to say, oh yeah, it was a magical disguise. Then everyone's going to know about the idea of the Wild Hunt doing this magical disguise stuff as well.
Furthermore, Flint's has left us with many questions, all of which will require a reasonable explanation.
And all that stuff with the animals being afraid of them, him showing up at the most opportune times.
Yeah, he said he would report back to headquarters, but it seems he hasn't gone at all. What could he be doing? Exactly.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's all like it's suspicious. Even if it's not him, it's all very suspicious, right? The first time I met Flynn's, I didn't notice there was something odd about his lantern, some power concealed within. Now I think about it, that power is somewhat similar to abyssal energies I've encountered before. In the worst case scenario, Flynn's might be entirely... Wait, you say Flynn's just might be like an impersonation, like a created like person?
Let's approach the issue this way. First, we must determine our culprit. Was it Flint's or Rächer in disguise?
So it's got to be the latter. So we're saying it is Rächer.
Yeah. What reason would Flint's have to murder so?
Yeah, even the thing I said before about the whole the connection of like, oh, like he went behind his back. That's not even nearly enough to like have a case, right? At all.
None, as far as I know. And even if he had a motive, it would have been easier to do so out in the wild rather than in Nasha Town.
Yeah, they would have often gone out on missions together. Plenty of chances there.
Even if it was Rächer, though, his motives would have just been unclear. Yeah, why would he do this right now? Well, maybe I thought because maybe he was helping with the cannon.
Yes, but there's one thing worth noting here. Remember the intel we got back at the tavern? No one has ever seen a phantom that can take the form of other humans within the Wild Hunt. This means that he has been hesitant to abuse this ability, or allow it to become common knowledge, likely so that he could act in secret under other guises.
If it became an urban legend or a ghost story, people are going to start getting nervous, right?
But no matter what, borrowing identities comes with risks, right? What if you bump into the person you're imitating along the way?
Maybe that's where Flynn's went. Maybe he they took Flynn's or something.
Precisely. In other words, his goal must have been worth the risk. Similar to how he came in disguise to obtain the moon marrow.
Right, so whatever he wanted to do here, for some reason killing Sozi was a big part of the plan.
He likely knew then that the real Flint's would not appear and get in his way during this time.
And why was he able to try? Maybe it's because Flynn's does act on his own a lot?
We'd have to ask Flint's ourselves, I'm afraid. But we shouldn't jump to any conclusions here. We can't discount the possibility that he might actually be the murderer himself. Not yet, at least. And there are other, less likely scenarios. For instance, Rächer may have already killed Flint's long ago, and been living as him for some time.
That's what the
now.
Traveler's kind of saying. Maybe he might be a fabricated reality, but also at the same time too, I was thinking maybe he did it along the way if he found him, you know. But like, yeah, we have to entertain every possibility. Regardless, we have to find him.
Yes, that is our ticket to a breakthrough.
Then we've got to find him before the Lightkeepers do, or we might never see him.
Yeah, we won't be able to ask him
again.
any questions at that point too.
Steady now. Our friend should be back soon.
A friend?
We've tracked him down to a beach north of Nasha Town. The Wild Hunt is present too, so we're
So we
putting
have to
a
head there
force together.
first.
I'll have you know that this is top secret information I'm leaking here.
Don't worry. You'll receive a top-class reward in return.
You get a high five from Nefer. It's like, oh, sweet, high five.
The beach is all yours. I'll stay and slow the Lightkeepers down. Things might go south if you bump
Oh
into
my
one
god, Nefer.
Oh, right. Before we go, should we reveal Rarier's secret? Since he's trying to keep it all hush-hush, why don't we just pull the curtains on his little trick? That'll teach him to sneak around pretending to be other people.
Right. I wondered, would that make him more desperate? What do you think?
Hey, why are you laughing?
Again, I understand what Paima's saying. She wants to, like, you know, make people more aware of it.
Oh, I was just imagining how satisfying that would feel. But I'm afraid this revelation would only stir up more chaos. Setting aside the matter of evidence, some may trust Flint's on our account, whereas others would suspect him on account of his behavior. Tossing him into a swirling tumult of public opinion like that might just give Rarier more opportunities to capitalize
Right,
on.
okay, yeah.
And think about it. Once people learn that he can masquerade as those they trust, would they continue to welcome friends into their homes with such open
As I'm thinking, like,
hearts?
everyone starts suspecting each other. You like, all of a sudden, like, you know, your husband, you know, accidentally, you know, eats, you know, something, like, or not, what am I saying? Like, your husband, like, accidentally, like, gets on the right side of the bed instead of the left side of the bed when he gets into bed first. And you're like, is this him?
Unease grips the hearts of those in Nasha Town already. We should avoid throwing
No,
more
I see what
fuel
Nefer's
onto
saying.
the
I see what
fire.
Nefer's saying 100%. While I also see what Paimon's saying, like, you know, the idea of, like, hey, making people aware of this and, like, and stuff like that too. But, like, I genuinely, like, do adhere to what Nefer is saying. I think it would it would make a lack of trust amongst everybody, not just even us as well. It would make people trust us less. We'd be getting less information all the time too.
Yeah, you're right. You've really thought of everything, huh? Nothing for it, then. We've just gotta find Flint's.
Indeed. But just in case, let me stress once more. We should neither be excessively afraid of Rarier, nor trust in Flint's too lightly.
Okay.
This light source is of special Lightkeeper design. It provides illumination within Wild Hunt anomalies, and can briefly dispel the abyssal fog within.
Oh, right. We'll have to deal with that mess, too. Yeah, this'll be important. Thanks a bunch,
Very
Nefer.
cool.
You're welcome. I've charged it to your account, by the way.
Honestly, expected. Look at the smile. She has the proud smile. I wouldn't expect any less from her, honestly. Very interesting conversation once again. We're going to hopefully see Flynn's now as well. Like I said, like, I think the connection to Flynn's, like, makes sense. Especially since Sozi, as we said before, was describing Flynn's as someone who, like, you know, goes by the beat of his own drum. Like, the one connection that we've had with Sozi is either his connection to the canon or the connection to Flynn. So I was thinking it was going to be one or the other. But in this case, it's honestly something completely different. It really feels like it's one of those situations where they use Flynn's as a character because he wouldn't actually be the one that would do anything. Which, again, makes sense that people wouldn't suspect Flynn's. But, like,
More speed.
because there's a lack of motive as well. But I do get what Nefer's saying there as well. Like, it does make sense, like, the idea of lack of trust and all this stuff too as well. It makes perfect sense. Whereabouts are we going over here? Oh, that's a location and a half near the Blue Amber Lake. Yeah, it makes sense to me. It makes sense. And I don't like, by the way, I don't like think that, like, you know, I never thought of Flynn's as a suspect before. Either, by the way. I want to make that clear. I don't want to make it sound like I was like, it's Flynn's who did it. You know what I mean? I think it's more of a situation of, like, trying to find, like, what Sozi's connection with the world is. You know what I mean? And in this case, it was him talking about Flynn's, and him talking about the Wild Hunt, and him talking about the canon. That's all we knew about him. Honestly. Is Flynn's gonna be here? You got Eula coming with you. Here comes Eula.
Whoa! The fog's really rolling in. Is that a light keeper's
Look at that!
lantern? Is there someone up ahead? Come on, let's go.
Wait, do we have the light shining on us now? Oh my god, look at the abyssal energy here. Wait.
Monster!
Will it last part ways?
Let me leave you a bird. Crush!
I actually think Eula's not bad at all for these guys. I think she actually has like because she does so much direct attacks here as well. Like we can actually just like start. That sound, man! I think we can actually start like just beating on them as much as possible here.
Light it up! Shudder!
This is a very scary location. It wasn't like this before.
This monster was lurking near the lamp. That must have been a planned ambush. We're not falling for
An
that
ambush near the
again.
lamp, though.
There's something inside it. Some small device.
This music as well, the drum beat.
Why isn't it giving off light anymore? Is it broken? Oh, we better take
Sure.
it with us.
Yeah, like this wasn't like this before at all. This drum beat in the background is so incredible. Like I can feel it in my heart right now. Where are we going over here?
The fight took place here. Did Flint sleep?
Oh, such a cool trail as well. This like I love how they're showing the effects of the wild hunt. Because look at what's this. When we came down here before, this was like clear almost as day.
Someone there! Please!
What?
Help me!
Isn't that Flint's voice?
We rarely hear that, right? How shall the Savior save themselves? What are we talking about? What is happening?
Beg for mercy.
What is happening, guys? What is happening?
I condemn you.
I royal decree.
Crush. Eye for an eye. Freeze to the core. Everybody stand back. Witness the power of good.
Oh, oh my god, I can't believe I swapped during the... Oh, I haven't used Eula in a long time. I can't believe I swapped over during that move. That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
More speed.
The one... Oh. What the hell?
Ah! We'll be in trouble if these spooky shadows touch us. Quick, use the lantern.
Ghostly shadows haunt this area of the wild, and what if you come into contact with them too many of them, you will be lost in blackness forever? So be careful. Continuously shine the light at Never's lamp at the ghostly... That's... Oh my god, we have a new mechanic. Die! Oh my god, this is so interesting. We're going through this foggy area like the... Okay, there's a visual there I wanna point out. Look at this. See those flowers hanging down there like this? They look like floating like hooded men in the shadows. That's so terrifying. They really do. Oh my god, at the same time? This is an interesting mechanic, but also like kind of spooky the way they described it. Like you'll be lost forever in the black mist. They're doing such a good job on the music for these areas. Every drum beat is hitting my heart. I'm trying to watch my sides here on here. Oh god. Let's be careful here. Oh! Well, that was tough. I know life left. So should we stop moving until we get everything back? Or to get, like, I mean, the light source back? Am I moving the right direction, or do we have to go... Oh, we have to follow these, don't we? Yeah, so it's up this way. We have to follow Flynn's, direction. Interesting new mechanic, honestly. A very interesting new mechanic. Look, all the sparkles, like all the moon stuff as well. It's tense. It is tense. Doing a good job with the tense feelings here. Wait, you were lonely? The complacent fights. Oh my god, look at Flynn's! To make up for your folly, look at all. Oh my god, he's so freaking cool. I love the design so much. Are they like infecting his lantern? Oh no.
Hand it over.
Who?
That was mine from the first.
Wait. Look at this design. What the hell, Flynn's? Oh my god, yes! You again! You again! That's him! That's him!
What the?
So he's gaining power? It looked like he was infected on Lantern.
Lantern now!
Just chucking it out. Oh my god, this cutscene! Oh my freaking god, we have a freaking sword fight between these two! Jumped on top of him. Oh my god! Last second. So sick. Oh my god, he got him with the spear. This is the animation of this. He's absorbing the abyssal power. But he was shocked by this. The smile on his face as he's through the suit. This cutscene's incredible. Oh, working with Flynn's in this too. Oh my god, the travelers are freaking so cool.
It escaped
Oh
again.
what a freaking cutscene.
This situation speaks for itself. I
Yes,
presume.
110%. Oh my god, what a cutscene.
So, you were tangling with Rächer out here all
That
by
was
yourself?
Rächer, one of the 5 sinners. And it looks like he's gained more power. But also, he was shocked by Ether being able to absorb the abyssal power, right? He was like, what? Guys, that in terms of fight choreo, that was one of the craziest fight choreo scenes we've seen in Genshin. Easily. I was going freaking mad. At one point, he jumped on top of Rächer and then jumped off him again. The tense race for the lamp as they were both reaching for it. The smile on his face as he chucked the lamp as well towards Rächer at the same time too. The clash of the swords, the swing of the blades that was going so fast. The double teaming with Flynn's as he was like coming in with the spear and we were coming from above as well. Such a cool cutscene. Oh my god, this game. Incredible stuff. Flynn's was out here as he's a suspect in this, and now the rain as well pouring down too. A suspect in these murders, and he's out here fighting a freaking like sinner. Obviously not full power, but you know what I mean. Still, I'm. Oh my god. Oh my freaking god. I just can't believe how amazing. I'm sorry, we have to move on, but like I'm just stuck in that cutscene now, just thinking about it. The tenseness of it, the choreo.
So, that vile phantom hiding inside the wild hunt has a name of his own.
So he's known about the phantom. Oh, he's hurt. Let's find a spot to rest first.
Yeah, you don't look so good.
Sorry you had to see me like this. All the same, you have my sincere thanks for your aid.
You've helped us a few times. This is the first time we've come to help you. We're returning the favor in a way. The rain is so beautiful right now.
To think you had the power to so easily cleanse the filth staining the lantern, which tormented
So it was
me
tormenting
so.
him, that the filth in the lantern. And again, Rächer was shocked, was stunned.
Might I ask what magic that was? Or
The
whose
music.
people you are? I believe I might have saved some face had I mastered just a fraction of such abilities.
I don't understand either. It's just my constitution. He wants to learn from us as well, and we don't know. We don't know.
And an enviable constitution it is. A pity that such abilities cannot be acquired.
How incredible is it that, like, this is I think it's the first time we've seen Flynn's kind of be, like, very vulnerable in a way, right? For sure.
Why did abyssal power just burst out of your lantern anyway?
The music's so... it's gorgeous.
That is a long story. Many moons ago, when on Wild Hunt clearance duty, I shattered one of its cores only for a special crystalline object to fall out.
Okay.
I sensed a power surging within it that was at once familiar yet strangely illusory. I freely confess to being an avid collector of ancient gems, coins, and other curios. And curiosity it was that had me store this crystal inside my lantern.
Okay, so he put the crystal inside his lantern.
Afterwards, I wound up collecting a few more such crystals quite by accident, and discovered that they could merge into a single piece without my prompting. Though my understanding ends there.
Okay, so he's very go with the flow with these crystals, right? Because he said it fell out of his... Okay.
It was only recently that they began slowly emitting abyssal energy, which could neither be dispelled nor
I wonder if it has a
weakened.
connection directly to Rabir.
Is that what
Rira.
Rira claimed belonged to him? That must
So
be
that
what
they,
he's
those
after
crystals seem to be
then.
his. They must have been shattered at one point.
I concur. And
Are
here's
they
the
moon
kicker.
fragments?
Before he was exceedingly weak. In fact, I've already
Oh my
beaten him
God.
several times, though I could not destroy him
Oh my
completely.
god. First of all, finally someone has also seen this spirit, basically, of Rira. But again, he was weak, but at this point he seems very strong.
But I noticed while engaging him that the crystal fragment would restrict my powers. As such, it occurred to me that I should hide it rather than tangle with him
Okay.
any longer. Alas, he has proved most fixated upon this fragment. And for some reason, his strength has grown by leaps and bounds
It
since I
seems so.
last encountered him.
Is an object contaminated by the abyss?
And
Why would you keep
where,
carrying?
might I ask, would it be safe? Or do you think it wiser
If you
I
threw it away, he
threw
would find it. If you threw it away, he would find it.
Were our places switched, would you discard it, knowing that its perilous might was beyond your ability to counteract, yet capable of causing greater harm should it lie beyond
So he
your
held on to
grasp?
this even knowing it was going to probably hurt him, and because he just, again, he's right in saying this, by the way. If you threw this away, it is like the One Ring in a way in Lord of the Rings. Even if it took 1,000 years, it would end up back in the hands of someone who shouldn't have it. It would.
Yeah. Throwing it away would mean giving the bad guy what he wants. But exposing yourself to its corrosion and growing weaker by the day, that sounds super dangerous too.
Honestly though, like it's crazy the sacrifice he would make for this.
Only those who shoulder risks are qualified to welcome in the turning of
Whoa.
the tide. Those who flee when troubles come are nothing more
So
than
that's his mentality
deserters.
about this.
Though I shan't deny that I have your fortuitous arrival and most outstanding assistance to thank for my continued ability to speak such
Honestly, like,
platitudes.
I guess so. I love his knowledge now. It's like, hey, I can talk like this right now because I was helped. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. It's like only people who, like, you know, if it wasn't for us showing up, he probably would be dead. You know what I mean? Chances are, he was back against the wall. It was only because we worked together that we won that fight.
Either way, it seems this fragment is now utterly still. That must have made it useless to Rächer. I doubt he would have
It
retreated
has
so
to have
readily
some moon
otherwise.
stuff with it, right? For sure.
I imagine this wasn't the only reason you came looking
Not
for
at all.
me, though.
Yeah, you're very smart. Very pretty as well, though. Very pretty character.
Well, no, but
We have to talk about the Sozi stuff. Yeah.
Ah. I see.
Can Can you think of a reason Ramirez would try to frame it? Is it the idea that like maybe he wanted him to feel separated from like so he could get the lantern?
To use the Lightkeepers to find me, I suspect.
Wow.
I did not inform anyone of my true whereabouts, so he should have had more difficulty tracking me down.
Wait, so did he hear where you were then?
They alone have the ability to quickly pinpoint my position. Our Sergeant Major has a Kuvaki-powered device that can be used to detect others who bear a lantern.
So he was probably still impersonating someone at that moment inside of the place then.
They usually don't pay my whereabouts much mind unless they absolutely must find me.
Because they know he's like he marches to the beat of his own drum.
You mean this thing?
Yes. Where did you pick this up?
On the way.
We found it inside a lantern when we first charged into the Wild Hunt anomaly.
It must belong to a Ratnik dispatched to investigate the area, who, it seems, dropped everything and fled the moment they saw the Wild Hunt massing to strike.
Makes sense. That was terrifying.
Well, at least they're not dead.
I love it like that. That shows a big part of his personality. Earlier on, he was like, if you desert, you're not, you don't deserve to be here at the changing of the tides. But also he's saying at the same time, he's like, I don't want people to die though.
Guess it's not surprising how they found you so fast then. But if Rächer could have shapeshifted into Sosi, why didn't he just use that Kuvaki device to find you himself?
Right.
Were he to use it, that device would likely fail to act as it should, owing to abyssal interference.
So it doesn't work if there's abyssal interference?
Guess that explains it.
That's pretty smart.
So not only is this Rächer ruthless, but a purveyor of dirty tricks too.
Yeah. I love his voice as well, right?
You might not be familiar with Sergeant Major Sosi, but he put his heart and soul into every mission.
It sounds like he was like incredibly well respected. Incredibly well respected.
Our deployments are subject to orders from headquarters, and his orders were to be stationed long-term in Nasha Town. As such, he was very seldom able to go back and visit his family.
Oh man.
He worked so hard, seeking to produce excellent results that might convince them to transfer him out.
Oh.
But every year they would say, wait a little longer.
Oh, stop.
Wait a little longer.
Oh, that sucks.
He often wondered if it was because he was lacking somehow.
That's like actually genuinely awful though, because it seems like it's like one of those things where like you're like so close but yet so far to being able to like get what you want here.
In truth, everyone had nothing but the highest praise for him. But good work does not always lead to
Yeah,
good
there's no way he
outcomes.
did this. Look at the sentimentality he's talking here. There's a pain in his voice as well. Like, he's so correct, by the way, as well. Like, usually good work leads to more good work. You know? Working hard usually means that people are going to make you work even harder the next time.
The higher-ups would think, he's doing great where he is. Let him stay there forever. A most convenient choice for them, at
Exactly. That's what it is. It is exactly that. It is a convenient choice for them. It's like, oh, why would we like? It's like promoting the best salesman. You know what I mean? Why would we promote the best salesman? You know, the people who get the promotion to the managerial positions usually people that like don't have the highest sales. Because then like, what are we gonna do? We need them on the ground floor.
Whereas his subordinates would think, wouldn't it be a shame if we were to lose such a talented, easygoing boss?
Oh God.
So he waited. And he waited. Until the world closed its eyes in the depths of the night, and a lantern was slowly lit for him alone, that no one could see.
So like his voice is so like gentle but at the same time like kind of like a little bit like very direct and deep. Like it's not deep in terms of like a very deep voice, but it has like a very like a directness to it, right? But also at the same time there's a softness to it at the same time too. He's like, he would be a very good storyteller. He really would be. Because even here now, like, it's very poetic in the way he's talking about this. Honestly. It's super tragic. It's so tragic. And again, like, the idea, like, that's what it is. It's like the, it's awful because we see it countless times in our own life. If like, usually what happens is if you work extra hard and you work harder than anyone else, chances are most times they go, oh my God, look, we scored a jackpot here. Look who we have. And usually don't get everything you want out of this situation. You usually just like given more work. It's a tragic story.
One that has played out many times throughout history.
Just waiting and waiting and waiting for the day that maybe they could, like, move their closer to their family or be closer to their family.
Another reason to take this Rerear's head.
Oh my God, Flynn's. The determination in that as well.
At least we now know that he's looking for these fragments inside Wild Hunt anomalies.
Right.
And yet, what did the Sergeant Major have to do with any of this? Why did he have to die?
The pain in Flynn's voice here. It's an anger, it's a sadness mixed with anger.
Could Rarer be angry that the cannon Sosi set up to fire destroyed the fragments he wanted to collect?
That's what I was thinking, something to do with the cannon as well. He was working on the cannon.
Could you take me to the scene of the crime?
Probably, but yourself. I don't suspect him as much as I didn't suspect him at first anyway. I didn't think it was going to be him. I just knew they had a connection to Sozi in terms of like the last thing we talked to Sozi about. But I don't see him as a suspect as I did before.
We shall just have to exercise some discretion then. Come on. Let us be on our way.
I could listen to this character read the phone book. Legitimately. Like, he has such a direct but gentle voice. Yeah, so we're probably going to be ending the episode around here anyway, guys, but what he described there is like so heartbreaking. This idea of a character waiting and waiting and waiting to be rewarded finally for the stuff that they've done in a very meaningful way, not in a way that just like, is how a company might see it. And it's like, oh, we did reward you. We gave you the big job on this, And again, it's also that very, like, to me, it makes me so bitter even thinking about it. I understand why Flynn's is bitter too, and it's one of those things where, like, since he was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, his lantern was finally taken out by Rächer, and he never got the chance to ever even, like, get to the place he wanted to get to. And why that is so sad is because it is a real-life thing that happens. It's a real-life situation that happens. We hear about this all the time in life, right? We do. Like, where it's like that person who's working so hard and all they do is work to the holidays, and then finally they'll get that promotion, finally they'll be able to move into a better apartment with their family and stuff, I guess, they have a child along the way, and then what are they told as soon as they get to that point? Look, we'll see how it goes in the new year, right? We just want to, we're not rearranging stuff right now, and it's like, maybe try again in March. You try again in March. Look, it's just not the right timing. We'll see how everything goes down the line. And that's such a common story. It's been a story again since the beginning of like work. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, yes, like we'd love to promote you, but we also like, in some cases promotions even put more work on people. But like in this case, it's like one of those things where it's like he wanted to be like the reward for his hard work was to be given more work, is because they didn't want to lose him as a worker, which is very, very it's frustrating. It's a frustrating thing for sure. It definitely is. But the reason as I said before, I never really thought of Flynn's as a suspect. I just knew that he was connected to Sozi in the last thing we said to Sozi, right? But even now, I don't think the Traveler sees him as a suspect. I think it's just like, he's talking about the matter of fact that he is a suspect in this investigation. Even if you think he shouldn't be a suspect, he is a suspect. And I think that's what the Traveler was saying. It's like, we can't really go to Nasha Town when you are a suspect. It's like, we're just gonna have to, have discretion here. But the passion and sadness and anger in his voice all together, like, I just couldn't imagine him like being the one that did this. Especially after we saw the fight with Rächer as well. Like, you can't fake what he just did there with the fight with Rächer. An incredible fight that we got there as well in that scene too. With some incredible stuff happening here, guys, for sure. Let's, I think it's a perfect spot to maybe do this as well, to talk about stuff. Again, there's a lot of stuff that did happen in this episode. We started off like with kind of like in this episode, we started off with the returning of the stuff to Llama. And Llama kind of like giving us a good idea that things are going a little bit better for her in this world now. Things are going like kind of good for people. Yes, there's people that have left, but they're kind of coming to terms with all the stuff that's happening here at the same time too. We got a little glimpse into our past, which we saw the Tevat.
I do worry
us coming to Tevat on our spaceship. The spaceship lands down on the black side. Like, wasn't it looks like he said like look like the Star Sign Shoals or something like that. Looked on the beach, and when we landed there,
another universe and founded paradise. For
what happened? What we originally saw from Little Llama was like the idea. We didn't see much. We just saw like, again, for me that was like almost enough, because I was like, oh my god, we see the arrival in like animation form. but we kind of were directed to go see the Damselette. Now, the reason we want to go see the Damselette, which I think is a very important part of the story, is that we saw the flowers were changing. It wasn't a situation where we were like, the Damselette better give us some information. It was like, we were like, oh, we're going to go there anyway to see if she's okay, but also at the same time, too, we don't have to make it an exchange. And I love what they did with the story here with the exchange, because we went there with the intent to not exchange at all, and I love that. I'll stand by it. I love it so much. It showcases what the characters are like and what you should do. But they realized that, like, she felt a bit awkward around people, so she wants to make it, like, more transactional in that sense. So our characters kind of, like, the traveler being very emotionally intelligent, realized this and went like, okay, you can help me after this. Is that okay? Because some people aren't like that in real life, where it's like, you know, like, I don't really, like, want people helping me because I want to do stuff for myself. And in this case, it's because she is, like, so weary of strangers and people around her as well. She described a lot of stuff to us, the Damselette. One of the most important things was that, like, she was able to sense the moon fragment inside of us, or the moon marrow inside of us. And it actually helped her, like, made her, like, brought her closer to the earth again, like, kind of tethered her to the ground when she was, like, feeling like she was coming closer to the moon. But not only that, she said it's hard to sense, but she was able to sense it, and everyone will be able to sense it. And she told us that the moon marrow inside of us is connected to Arya. Arya being the one of the moon goddesses, the eternal moon goddess, who we know, as we were talking about there as well. We're talking about the lore of that stuff too. Like, you know, during the battle of the abyssal battle with Nibelung and Tevat, and that's when they fell during the fall of Enkanria and stuff like this as well. But the power of Arya when she died went into this moon marrow that now is inside of us. And the power of the Frost Moon Scion was reincarnated inside of the Damselette. But it's one of those things where, like, she's not able to, like, fully utilize the power fully because she's not as fully connected to, like, her life or the moon beyond the sky. And while she can sense it, she can't fully, like, interact with it. She also said as well, like, that, like, she can't even, like, we offered her kind of, it's like, again, there's like this thing where it's like, you know, like, I use the Lord of the Rings example where it's like the ring, it's like, you take the ring, you know, you take the moon marrow. And in her case, she can't take the moon marrow because the analogy uses, like, no two moons can rise at the same time, right? And in this sense, it's one of those things where, like, it's kind of like a magnet, like, it would just kind of, like, a moon can't consume each other, a moon can't absorb each other, and a moon can't contain the other moon, and a moon can't rise at the same time as the other moon. So she wouldn't be able to actually take the moon marrow power off us at all, actually. So she declined that as well at the same time, too. It's also there we learned that Rächer was a thing, and that all this time we're talking about the idea of, like, this spirit that shows up in the moon looking for the moon fragments, chasing after us to get the moon fragment. And it was the Damselette who very casually was like, oh yeah, that sounds like something I know. The Fatui talked about this before. By the way, the Fatui talking about one of the sinners as well is terrifying too. But they talked about the idea of, like, Rächer, who was obsessed with the moon fragments, was always, like, focused on the moon fragments. And after the cataclysm, they fell into the moon's reflection and never returned. But they still clearly have, like, some sort of, like, maybe not way of returning, or maybe, like, they have a power that they can, like, connect with Tevat still, because they've been sending, ever since he fell into the moon's reflection, the Wild Hunt has gotten crazier, which means that obviously, like, he's probably, like, trying to exert his power from beyond onto Tevat as well. And we got to see a visual representation later on of, like, Rächer, which is so insane that's what we got to see as well. It's, to me, is, like, a very interesting thing, because I love the story aspect of that. I love the idea of the Damselette not only realizing this very casually in a very Damselette kind of way, but also in the way that, like, we had a Rächer kind of, like, be put into the story as, like, an obsessive person who obsesses over the moon fragments, and now even in this, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundred years later, their one true goal is still to find these fragments, these moon fragments. Or to this moon marrow, because they're obsessed with the moon. Their obsession with the moon is even, you know, coming to the Wild Hunt, and the Wild Hunt's obsession with the moon comes from his obsession with the moon. And I think it's a very interesting story beat, and very, like, you know, it's very interesting. It's a very interesting way of telling that story, honestly. I also love that scene in general with all the stuff with Rächer and Damselette. I love her laughing at the stuff with the marionette as well. Like, it grounded her in such a way, because it felt like a very, like, snarky laugh, like, you know, like a little bit of, you know, with the side eye. Like, I love that because, like, while it's like I'm not like, oh, I do love snarky characters, but I don't think she's snarky. But I think it's a moment that does ground her as like as a personality, because you already felt like she was a very like magical character, very ethereal, very spiritual. Like we loved her as that type of character. She's like one of my favorite character designs ever, and one of my favorite presence of a character as well. Like her singing, it's all very amazing. But that moment kind of like made her feel like, oh, that's like a very human thing as well. But she also has other like very like, you know, grounded qualities as well. She's someone who's like afraid of like, you know, people. She's afraid of strangers. She's also like very hurt as well by the idea of like, you know, greed and people like using her for her abilities. I think it's also a very important thing to note as well, is that like she, you know, left the Frostmoon Science and the Vigilante because of their greed, and she's not a big fan of that. So like she's met us as characters, and one of the things she said to us that was so beautiful, and again made that seem so beautiful as well, she said to us that like the flowers love having visitors like you, but also at the same time too, I see you as more than a stranger. Which, like, for someone who like is who's very worried about strangers, it's actually a very beautiful thing for them to say. If you've ever met someone who's like a pure introvert, who doesn't like talking to people, who doesn't like hanging out with people, when it's like the equivalent of them like texting you first to hang out. You know what I mean? It's like, what? You know, like again, it's just like because you always text them first because you're like worried that like they might be like, you know, they wouldn't ever hang out otherwise. So I love the idea of like, whilst like they're still not as active outside, it feels that moment where she was like, oh yeah, you're like more than a stranger. It did feel like that moment of like when that introvert goes, oh yeah, I see you as like a really good friend. You know, you're like, oh, okay. And you don't say anything, you don't draw attention to it. You're just kind of like, yeah. But inside you're like, oh my god, that felt amazing. I'm so happy. Because I consider myself, it's weird because like a lot of people consider me an introvert because I'm someone who like has a social battery in the sense that like, you know, I like people say I'm like really sociable in the sense of like how like I'm not gonna sound like I'm like, oh, so arrogant here. Like my friends say like I can make friends with a rock, like not in that way, but I can make friends with like the and this again, this sounds so arrogant. I'm just saying what my friends say. I can make like an awkward situation less awkward just by talking. I'm a yapper. But I also think they call me an introvert because not because of that, but because when it comes like to like 5 o'clock, I'm like, I shut off my brain and I don't want to go outside. I'm just like, I'm done. You know, I'm like, so maybe like there's a little mixture of both in there as well. But like, I don't think I'm like an introvert on this level where like I just don't want to like, you know, even talk to people. But when people are like that, when you do meet people like that and they eventually like warm up to you, it is like a really good feeling because it showcases that like, okay, I've gotten close to this person. And while we haven't gotten close to Damselette in that way, it's really sweet to hear that kind of type of thing as well. I adored that whole situation. I adored that whole conversation, how sweet she was with us. And I love even we asked her to go for a walk. That's so simple, right? It's such a simple thing. Once all this is over, do you want to go for a walk? No pressure, but you want to go for a walk. And again, for someone who has like a problem, like, you know, with seeing strangers, who has a problem with going like, you know, into like the public eye and something like this as well, again, and not wanting to bump into anyone she doesn't like, who has already a problem with people using her for her powers and stuff like this too, for her to be like, oh yeah, like that, like maybe I'll do that. But also as well, at the end there, she gave us something extra. She helped us with our powers and helped conceal our powers by, you know, giving this gentle circle over us, this gentle orb that protects and conceals our moon marrow. And what was so lovely about that as well is that, like, again, she lives on the basis of exchanges, and we know this. That's been her life for years. So for her to, like, do something extra for us was a big moment for me, too. It was like, okay, like, that's really nice. And she suggested it. She was the one who suggested it. Hey, I can do this if you want. And then afterwards as well, she suggested that she was going to build a ladder on top of her little moon thing so we can get up there and not be tired. Like, that suggests to me that she's like, okay, I kind of like these guys. I like Paimon and the Traveler. And why wouldn't she? You know, like, it's the Traveler, Paimon. Like, why wouldn't she? But yeah, another beautiful scene, a lot of beautiful big revelations. We talked to Llama afterwards, and Llama kind of like was saying to us as well, kind of like in a very mature way, like, we shouldn't reveal all this right away. We have to see exactly where this is, you know, going to be going. Like, we don't want to, like, you know, like, scare a lot of people. Which, again, Llama is just such a good leader as well. And while she's doing more concealment, I think this kind of concealment makes sense more than last concealment even, I would say. So I think everyone would agree with that in a sense, too. It makes perfect sense. We then were trying to gather some friends up, and Neffa and Aino were saying that we're kind of ready for whatever coming the way. Aino in such a funny fashion tells us she's going to freaking blow up one of one of the 5 sinners. I say as well, before we go any further with that, I think the way they presented the 5 sinners stuff, I think it was really good to have Paimon and the Traveler be kind of like terrified of this, because it is scary. And I think that's one of the things that, like, they do really well with this game, is that they never betray the 5 sinner aspect at all. they always feel terrifying, and I think it's a really good idea to have something so terrifying on the horizon that is so scary in that sense too. Yeah, it is really terrifying in that aspect. But yeah, like we were informed about Sozi. Sozi died. Again, I want to be clear as well. I wanted, like, because I always like worried that I'm like making myself sound like I made the connection, and I didn't know. What I thought was like, okay, what do we talk about Sozi? What do we know about Sozi? Okay, we know that he knows that Flynn's marches to the beat of his own drum, and Flynn's ordered some reinforcements behind his back. We know that he was also working on the cannon. And later on, that became kind of a truthful thing from Paimon. She was like, yeah, maybe it's because he was working on the cannon. That's why Sozi had to get rid of Sozi. Which does make sense. It's like, if he's working that hard to, like, destroy the Abyss, like, maybe it is, like, a revenge thing. But again, we don't know exactly why, like, that was happening. But also, at the same time, too, like, they directed it towards Flynn's because Flynn's was the one who he impersonated. But we met Flynn's here fighting in this amazing cutscene. We got to see a representation, a visual representation at least, of Rächer. We got to see Rächer, this dark figure with this, like, you know, half-cut long hair, this, like, bandages all over him. It, like, looked like an abyssal creature that was, like, turning into a human. And what was so interesting is that in both cases, I think both Flynn's and the Traveler said he's getting more powerful. He's way more powerful than he was before. This is kind of terrifying. And it went from here, like, as Flynn said, I could beat him up any day. But what actually happened was he was so powerful that he was actually like, I would have died. Like, I basically would have died if you didn't show up. And again, we would have lost the battle too, probably, but we were able to fight with Flynn's at the same time too, to pull him back. And I love the moment where the whole scene, by the way, is incredible. The whole choreo was incredible. The fights, the moments, the jumping, the slashing, all this, the clash of swords, incredible stuff. But I think on top of all that as well,
and founded paradise.
It's not just that stuff which was incredible. I also think it was the moment of when the Traveler absorbs the abyssal energy, and it showcases that, like, that Rächer isn't this all-knowing being or this all-knowing, because they're not. Like, the sinners aren't like these, like, they don't know everything. They're not like ultra omnipotent all the time. And he looked at the Traveler and was kind of like, what did he just do? You know what I mean? What? Like, which means that at least one of the 5 sinners looks upon us and goes like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? And I think it's absolutely incredible that they show that too, because it showcases that they're not all powerful, they're not omnipotent, they don't know everything, and in those moments they can also be shocked too. And he was shocked. He was shocked about what the Traveler did, and I love the smile of the Traveler as he threw it up there as well. Another incredible moment. And then we learned afterwards that, you know, there is like a pain that's coming from Flynn's about Sozi. Sozi was a good dude, and that was just trying to work towards seeing his family more, it seems. But yeah, like a very like interesting scene, a very like cool scene, I think, as well, like with the fight scene, but then obviously like kind of you heard the sadness, and the voice actor for Flynn's is fantastic. I love, again, like I said, he has a direct, deep, like emotional voice. He could be a storyteller, but it's like soft but direct. It's like you could listen to him for hours, for sure. And I think he does a fantastic job with that too. And also, like, I think they did a good job of selling the very, like, the care that Flynn's has for even though he marches to the beat of his own drum, he does care about the other members of the Radics as well. I love how they've done this. I love how, like, they've all set this up. Some amazing scenes. The scene with the Damselette, always incredible. The choreo scene was incredible. The scene with the Damselette was incredible. Like, I'm really loving what they're doing with this game. I love that we're coming deeper into our relationship with the Damselette and becoming more friends with the Damselette. I think it's one of the most, like, gentle things we've ever had. And again, like I said, the Traveler noticing those, like, little things when it comes to, like, the flowers, and being very, like, accommodating to her and meeting her halfway with a lot of stuff is very sweet. And also then it kind of in turn means that she's more comfortable around us now as well, and she probably wants us to return and even set up a thing that we can return to see her, been both mechanically and in a realistic way as well, to the point that she said she was going to make a ladder for us. Like, it's very sweet. It's a very sweet relationship, and now we're probably going to get to know Flynn's more. It really feels like this world is just, like, amazing so far. Krai is incredible, and I love the connection we have with all these characters. The comedy of Neffa and Aino, but also, like, we know that Neffa can have some emotional moments too. How they treated Neffa and Aino was so beautiful too. The relationship with Flynn's, Neffa showing up at that opportune time as well. Again, I love that it makes sense she would help us get in there, help us get a bit of information and hold off people as well. She's so funny in that sense too, and she puts on her tab. And then we also have, like, the moments with as I said, with Flynn's, with the Damselette, with all these relationships, the relationships are developing, and I love it so much. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you so much for supporting me. You've been incredible, as always. And I'm going to say thank you so much to my patrons of the highest tier of YouTube. That being, first of all, Tyfire2, Jamie Bull, Jada the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yule, Radish, Anusta, Lynx Markey, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Hi Kasperian, Jared Beanham, and the Heist here on my YouTube, Roygram7 and Blasco. And I will see you all so soon. Bye bye. Do you want to do the thing, Fizzle?
Reveal thyself.
Okay. That was all part of it, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Of course it was. Don't even question Fizzle. I swear to God, don't even.